Hello, everybody, and welcome to the February 5th, 2025 episode of ECW here in this TEW 9 Save here on the channel. And we are opening the show with a banger tonight. We are opening with Vince McMahon and Brock Lesnar, and they're talking about how great it feels to have Brock Lesnar back on top and dominating again. Vince tells the crowd that nobody in ECW or any of the brands in WWE can stop this Brock Lesnar reign. When suddenly, all rise, Damian Priest's music hits and the Puerto Rico crowd goes crazy. Damian Priest, usually on Raw, obviously, but he's here in Puerto Rico for this show. Obviously, if you watched the last ECW episode, you would know that the show takes place in Puerto Rico. So, yeah, that's the theme of today's ECW episode. And yeah, Damian Priest comes out and he talks about how he's usually on Raw, but he just couldn't miss a show here in Puerto Rico. And he says that these people they don't want to see Brock Lesnar come and talk all night and run his mouth. They want to see a fight. So he's challenging Brock Lesnar to a title match in the main event tonight. And Brock responds like, "I'll see you later tonight. I hope your people are ready to watch you get hurt." And we are opening the show with the Omos and Bad Bunny match that we're giving it to him right away because Priest versus Lesnar is going to be the main event. And Omos takes advantage of his, he's got the size advantage. And he's throwing Bad Bunny around the ring. He's trash talking to the Puerto Rican crowd. They want Bad Bunny to win, obviously. And Bad Bunny starts mounting a comeback. He gets a crossbody jumping off the ropes. And Omos falls backwards, accidentally knocks over the referee. So Bad Bunny, he's not able to go for a cover. He goes over to the corner, set up for another move, but Omos, he's recovered, and he low blows Bad Bunny. And the ref recovers as Omos picks Bad Bunny up and hits him with his double-handed chokeslam. And then he covers for 1, 2, 3. Omos defeats Bad Bunny here in Puerto Rico. I made it a tainted finish. I went for a low blow in my head. And this match gets a 57, which is not good. 72 for Bad Bunny, 45 for Omos. Where are we? Lack of psychology and the road agent notes being used. That makes sense. I did protect Bad Bunny. I want to keep his popularity up, especially here in Puerto Rico. And yeah, so that definitely hurt the match rating. We could have gotten probably a high 60s, but a 57, I'll take it either way. I am worried. I am maybe protecting some people in these matches, and that might hurt this show, but I think we got to get people over in ECW. We have so many unimportant people on the ECW roster, and obviously this will be addressed after the draft, after WrestleMania. It's going to be more evened out, but for now, I got to get more people up in popularity. And Omos definitely, hopefully, going to get a big popularity boost after this match. And this match is over, but we're not finished with these two. He continues to pick up Bad Bunny and slam him into the ground. He throws him out of the ring over towards the announcer's table. He picks him up and slams him through the announce table. And security, they're finally able to separate Omos from Bad Bunny and stretcher him out of the arena. And that gets a 49. So we're ending this feud. Bad Bunny leaves on a stretcher, and we will not see him for a while in ECW. This is my way of explaining him going on a hiatus in-game. I got an email on January 12th, 2025, in-game, that Bad Bunny would be leaving on February 12th. And I figured we could do this match this week or next week. And I didn't know if him leaving on the 12th meant that he would be available for the 12th, so I'm just not going to risk it. And this is going to be his last appearance until he comes back from hiatus, which I have not played TEW 2020. This is like my first long-term save on TEW 9. So that could be a month, that could be 6 months, that could be a year. I have no idea how long he's going to be gone. But Omos taking him out, that's my way to explain that. And we get a good match and a good pop boost for Omos as well. So yeah, after that, match, we go backstage to Zack Ryder, who's being interviewed by Poppy, and Ryder says, he gave it his all at the Rumble, when suddenly the Samoan SWAT team, they interrupt this interview. And Zilla Fatu says, you're really out here talking about effort, bro? Like, effort earns you title shots? You didn't earn anything. You were fed to Brock to get flattened. That should have been me in that ring, and everyone knows it. And Zack Ryder says he's not going to apologize, and if Zilla wanted a title shot, he should have earned one. And Zilla says he is going to earn a title shot, but tonight, Manu is going to make sure that Ryder never walks into another title shot ever again. So yeah, Manu versus Zack Ryder later tonight. This gets a 44. Decent. I'm trying to build up Zilla Fatu a little bit too. And yeah, next up we have a match between Andre Chase and Luke Gallows. Obviously, the court trying to make a statement, putting the new kids on the block. People like Chase U, they're trying to put them down. And yeah, we got Duke Hudson at ringside. But Luke Gallows, he comes out by himself. No Khali, no Jinder Mahal, at least in the beginning. And in the match, eventually, in the middle of the match, your Jinder and the great Khali, they do come down to ringside and they distract the ref. They're mocking Duke Hudson while Luke Gallows is dominating Andre Chase in the ring. And Gallows hits a low blow while the ref is distracted, but suddenly Tyler Breeze's music hits. Remember last week, Tyler Breeze lost to Luke Gallows. And he comes out, he starts yelling at Gallows, telling him not to mess with another man's parts like that, another man's beauty. And Andre Chase takes advantage of the distraction to quickly hit his finisher and cover for 1, 2, 3. Andre Chase steals a victory. And yeah, 45 for the wrestling, 40 for the crowd, 42 for that match, 47 for Luke Gallows. I did keep Luke Gallows strong. So that probably hurt the rating a little bit. But 42, I'll take it. It could have been like a 47, 48. But the crowd's still hot. That's all that matters. And yeah, Andre Chase defeats Luke Gallows in 13 minutes with a drop kick. And yeah, I made it mayhem, and that worked. I'm very glad. It was full of action. Tyler Breeze distracted Luke Gallows. And yes, I do have Ali Prince set as the Good Brothers manager right now. I don't have her doing anything with them quite yet, just because Carl Anderson is injured and Luke Gallows is doing stuff with the court right now, but maybe I'll get into that later. I haven't really booked anything for that yet, but she didn't have any clients and she's a manager in game, so she's doing good work. So I guess she'll be helping the court a little bit. But yeah, after that match, Andre Chase hopefully gets a pop boost from this as well. Von Wagner, Zion Quinn, they're in Stephanie McMahon's office, and she tells them since Mr. Stone has made this annoying clause where Von Wagner can't touch Zion Quinn outside of actual matches, outside of a title match. I'm looking at a very poor trying to improvise, terrible with no script. Yeah. Oops. Anyways, because of this clause, she has an interesting solution that Von Wagner might be interested in. And, both Von Wagner and Zion Quinn get to pick their poison and choose who the other person will be facing tonight. So, a pick your poison stipulation for these two, for this feud, should be interesting. A lot of people to choose from. I wonder who will come to Puerto Rico to face these two. We're going to have to wait a little bit, because now is the match between Manu and Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder's using his speed, Manu's using his strength. Ryder starts gaining momentum. He's setting up for a Rough Rider when suddenly Mafuye Finau storms the ring and attacks Zack Ryder, and the ref calls for a disqualification as Zack Ryder gets the win. And that gets a 49. Wow, I'm very happy with that. Manu with a 27, but Zack Ryder with a 55. Very happy with that. The storyline gains heat. Awesome. 41 for the wrestling, 30 for the crowd. But yeah, Manu's getting better at his gimmick. I'm happy with that. Zack Ryder definitely carrying that match. I'm very, very happy with that. Hopefully this doesn't hurt his pop too much. He got the win, so he should be fine. Maybe Manu's gets helped a little bit. I'm hoping, even though he lost, that he'll get a boost here? I'll have to check after and see. But after that, we head backstage to Vince's office, where he's talking to Shane McMahon, and Shane wants Vince to suspend Desmond Troy because after their match last week, Desmond Troy kept attacking him after the match. And Vince tells Shane, McMahons don't cry for protection. Toughen up if you want to be a part of ECW. And Cameron Grimes walks in and says, whoa. Now hold on there, Mr. McMahon. Shane's got every right to be upset, but maybe what he needs isn't suspension paperwork, it's a little therapy, some Southern style therapy. How about you blow off some of that steam the right way? Step in the ring with me tonight. I'll keep it clean, I promise. Just two professionals letting off a little stress. And Shane McMahon reluctantly agrees. So, this segment gets a 67. Very happy. The crowd is white hot. Later in the show, Cameron Grimes for Shane McMahon, which the crowd is white hot. Oh boy, because next up is Von Wagner, who's out in the ring waiting to see who Zion Quinn and Mr. Stone have chosen as his opponent tonight. And out comes Carlito, and it's a decent match. Near the end, Carlito spits an apple in Von Wagner's face before attempting the backstabber, but Von Wagner slips out, quickly rolls him up for 1, 2, 3. Von Wagner gets the victory for a 38. Not a great match. I did keep Carlito strong as well. I made this a fast roll up. 39 for Von Wagner, 43 for Carlito. Hopefully his pop doesn't hurt too much from this. Von Wagner, hopefully his gets up a little bit. Not a great match. I'm sure the white hot crowd helped a lot with the rating because the 38 isn't great, but and especially keeping him strong. But next up is the Shane McMahon and Cameron Grimes match. And Cameron Grimes, he's got control. Shane's trying to mount a comeback. Cameron Grimes takes off one of the turnbuckle pads, turns around right into a clothesline from Shane McMahon. But Cameron Grimes rolls out of the ring. He's thinking smartly. He rolls out to avoid getting covered. The ref goes to fix the turnbuckle pad. And suddenly Desmond Troy rushes the ring with a chair. He smashes it into Shane's back. And he quickly gets out. He throws Grimes back into the ring before the ref turns around. And Cameron Grimes covers for 1, 2, 3. 50 for the wrestling, 48 for the crowd, 47 for that match. The crowd's back to hot. They're not cooling. 50 for Shane, 51 for Cameron Grimes. I made this a scripted finish, or a tainted finish, with him being attacked. He was protected, so that definitely hurt this would have been mid-50s. He was still extremely unhappy at putting Cameron Grimes over, but I only got like 2 guys that are well-known. Shane McMahon's well-known. I protected him, so he shouldn't lose that much pop. We'll give him a big bonus for taking this loss tonight. Cameron Grimes gets the pop boost. I was debating doing Cameron Grimes or Ridge Holland, and I figure Cameron Grimes is much younger, so I'm going to use this big Shane McMahon bonus money on Cameron Grimes and not Ridge Holland. I'm still trying to think of things for Ridge Holland to do. Obviously, we brought him up from NXT because I want NXT to be developmental. Only people under like 30 or under. And I think this is a good way to get Cameron Grimes some more popularity. And I think he's taken advantage of the Desmond Troy situation to get a victory over Shane McMahon. And after this match, we go backstage to an interview with Mackenzie Mitchell and Skylar Story. And Story, she's explaining her thoughts on the triple threat last week, the $1 million championship. Story says that she had it won until Ali Prince decided to just, play demolition derby, just throw weapons into the ring for fun. She wants Ali Prince to come take responsibility and, say her name when she appears. She's not Joe Hendry. I'm sorry. Ali Prince walks in. Oh, sweetie, are you still upset? I was just adding a little drama to the match. We are in entertainment, aren't we? If anything, you should be thanking me. That chair shot made you look way more interesting than usual. I didn't cost you any title. You were never going to beat Lacey. You just happened to fall down at the right time. Classic you. And if you're looking for someone to blame, maybe you should blame the ref or your coordination skills. Skylar Stories, she's getting heated. She says, next time you stick your nose in my business, Allie, You won't need a chair to fall on. I'll put you down myself. And 49 for that segment. I'm actually very happy with this. Very happy with that. Why is that such a good segment? I don't know, but I'm happy with it. Either way, next up, the tag team title match between the Stevenson brothers. They're defending their championship against Cedric Alexander and Ashante the Adonis. And yeah, this should be just a fun match. Near the end of the match, Cedric Alexander, he's going for a springboard to break up the momentum that the Stevenson brothers have built up throughout the match. But Bobby Stevenson intercepts him midair with a big overhead belly-to-belly suplex on the outside. And back in the ring, Ashante the Adonis, he's trying to rally, but Gable Stevenson picks the leg cleanly with a takedown. And he mounts him. And he's raining down elbows. You know, he's got that real life wrestling experience. He's trained for MMA a little bit in real life, so you know he's raining down those elbows. He transitions into a guillotine choke. You know, he hit the surprise gilly. You know, he's wrenching it in tight. He's rolling them both onto their side. He's got it locked in fully. And Ashante the Adonis taps out. Stevenson brothers make their first defense of the ECW World Tag Team titles for a 44. I'm actually pretty happy with that. It would have gotten higher, but I did keep Cedric Alexander strong. I didn't want him to lose any pop just because Bobby Stevenson, his pop is lower. And I figure if he's winning, he's probably going to gain. And Cedric is actually recognizable. Ashante is not. He's still unimportant to the fans. But yeah, 45 for Ashante, 50 for Cedric. Very happy with that. 39 for Gable, 41 for Bobby. And yeah, Gable submits Ashante Adonis. I'm happy with that. I know I'm doing a lot of keeping people strong and protecting people in these matches tonight, but I want to build up people's pop. I need to do that before I can really start going in depth in storylines in ECW here. A lot of this pre-WrestleMania and pre-draft will be, you know, building people up in the show. And after this match, backstage, the Bella Twins, they're touching up their makeup in front of a mirror when in walk Lucha Beauty, and they say they're here to erase the past, make those tag titles relevant. You know, Nikki laughs and says that they look like a knockoff Barbie set from a clearance bin in Tijuana. Bree says that they don't do charity work, and you know, Lucha Beauty should win a match first. And Miranda says, you know, how about next week, Nikki? You know, you versus me. You know, Nikki, she's like, are you kidding me? But she's like, fine. I'll show you that being timeless is being better than being trendy. For 55, I'm happy with that. Nikki Bella has a good performance. The crowd's hot. And yeah, they're all heels, but I need to do something. I need more women's tag teams, and I have something for Beth and Tamina later in the show. So we're going to have Lucha Beauty be built up in this feud, hopefully a little bit. And yeah, next up, Zion Quinn. He's waiting to see who his poison is that Von Wagner has picked out for him tonight in Puerto Rico. And out walks Zelina Vega. And Zelina Vega gets the victory. You know, she does some damage to Zion Quinn on Von Wagner's behalf. 45 for that match. Actually not bad. I didn't need to keep anyone strong or protect anyone because Zelina Vega got the victory in 9.5 minutes with a cutter. 30 for Zion Quinn, 48 for Zelina Vega. The storyline gains heat. Zion Quinn's off his game. 45 for that match. I'm happy enough with that. Let's see the dirt sheet. Inexperience, inconsistency. Yeah. That's fine. Hot crowd helps as well, especially Zelina Vega. Yeah, Carlito, Zelina Vega, and Damian Priest all being a part of the show tonight. I just had to. And yeah, backstage, speaking of Beth Phoenix and Tamina, Beth Phoenix is talking to Tamina, telling her, you know, if she wants to succeed in ECW, she's got to be the toughest she's ever been. And Tamina, she gets defensive, but Beth's like, hey, tonight I'm teaming with Ronda, taking on Tegan Nox and Trish Stratus. And Ronda's the real deal. If you want to roll with women like us, you need to step up. Help us out. Watch our backs. Show me that you belong here in ECW. Or us, you know, teaming again. It's not happening. And that gets a 53. Is Tamina going to turn? Is she going to help Ronda and Beth Phoenix? I don't know. And that match is actually next. Beth Phoenix and Ronda Rousey versus the Divas champions Trish Stratus and Tegan Nox. Obviously, Ronda wants revenge because Tegan Nox distracted her in that title match. And or did she? Yeah, she distracted her. And so Ronda wants revenge. Tegan's isolated late in the match. All four women are doing pretty well. I don't think I set this as an open match, but I probably should have. Anyways, Trish gets knocked off the apron by Beth Phoenix. Trying to keep Tegan isolated in there, and not let her get a tag. But Tegan, she hits an uppercut. She attempts the shiniest wizard, but Tamina, she appears at ringside, and as Tegan hits the ropes for momentum, Tamina grabs her boot, causing her to stumble and fall. And Ronda just takes advantage of this immediately. Hip toss, judo throw, armbar, and Tegan Nox is fighting it. She's fighting it, but she was already dazed from being tripped up by Tamina, and she's forced to tap. For a 58, awesome. Very happy with that. Tegan Nox in-ring performance of 43, Trish 57, 49 for Beth Phoenix, and a 55 for Ronda Rousey. Very, very happy with that. 51 for the wrestling, 55 for the crowd, 58 total. I did not need to protect anyone or keep anyone strong. And Ronda and Beth have excellent chemistry teaming together. Interesting. That's awesome. Tamina can be changed. I guess it could, but I have her set to change in the segment right after the match, which, yeah. Beth and Ronda, they glare back at Tamina. They give her a nod of approval. And after the match, Tegan Nox, she's still recovering in the ring after tapping to Ronda's armbar. Trish slides in to check on her. She's glaring at Ronda Rousey and Beth Phoenix. But suddenly, Beth clubs Trish from behind with a forearm, sending her down to the mat. Ronda, she gets some knee strikes off on Tegan. Tamina slides into the ring. She joins the beatdown. She's, hitting Tegan with strikes. She's bringing her into the corner for more punishment. Ronda locks Trish into an armbar, just to hurt her a little bit. After they're done, Tegan tries to crawl over, but Beth hits a glam slam to put her out. And after they're done beating down on everyone, Beth and Tamina each grab one of Ronda's arms. They raise them triumphantly as Ronda, she looks down on the fallen Trish Stratus and Tegan Nox for a 52. And now Tamina, a complete success, has turned heel. And yes, I did do this match just to turn Tamina heel. And yes, every women's tag team are heels, but I will deal with that as it comes. And it's all right. The Tamina heel turn, complete success. I'm very happy with that. The crowd's still hot. For our main event, Damian Priest versus Brock Lesnar for the ECW World Heavyweight title. I've told them to steal the show. So hopefully they've gone out, they put on a banger. Something Dave Meltzer would give a 4.25 star rating or something like that. He doesn't give out many fives. I don't think he would give a Brock Lesnar match a 4 either. Anyways, near the end of the match, Priest he's getting some momentum. He hits a leaping elbow in the corner. He gets broken arrow, and he's able to get his South of Heaven choke slam for 1, 2, but no, Brock Lesnar. He's grabbing the ropes. It's a near fall, rope break. Brock Lesnar recovers. He's able to hit Priest with an F5 for 1, 2. No! Damian Priest kicks out just in time. The crowd's going crazy. Everyone in Puerto Rico wants Damian Priest to win this match. Suddenly, oh boy, here we go. Again, we see Vince McMahon walking down the ramp. He's barking at the referee, telling him to call it down the middle. That was 3. Stuff like that. Damian Priest, he knocks Brock down again. And the ref's checking on him. Vince slides a steel chair into the ring. And, Priest sees the chair. He kicks it away. But as he turns, Vince, he hops up onto the ring apron. He's yelling at Damian Priest. He's in his face. Priest grabs Vince by the collar. But Brock, he charges from behind. He gets a low blow out of the ref's line of sight. He lifts Priest up for a second F5 right onto the chair. He didn't kick it away far enough. He goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Brock Lesnar steals a win and gets his second defense of the ECW World Heavyweight title. This says it was by submission. Either way, yeah, they definitely did go out and steal the show for a 77. 65 for Priest, 72 for Brock Lesnar. The crowd is buzzing. 73 for the crowd, 68 for the wrestling. Yeah. Let's see. A lot of bonuses. Very happy. 77. Awesome. Let me know what you guys thought of this show. ECW. I think I'm getting better at booking it. I know I haven't released an episode in a while, but I was working really hard on this. I wanted to make this. We lost Pop in 24 regions, as we have with all the ECW shows. A 71, I'm still very happy with. That might be our best ECW show, I believe, especially with that ending, a 77. And a 76 to start the show. Great opening and great ending. And a terrible middle match with Von Wagner and Carlito. Anyways, leave a like if you enjoyed. Leave some feedback in the comments. Any matches you want to see me book, any feuds, any storylines you're interested in. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I try to upload this somewhat consistently. I'm getting better. I have it booked through WrestleMania besides ECW. So these ones do take me a little bit longer to release, but I've got a good system going where it makes it easier to book the next episode. And I already have 5 of my matches next week planned out. Even though I should probably have all of them planned out, I only have 5 of them. Either way, I think this was a great show. Hope you guys enjoyed. Goodbye.